A Noodle Through Water. His toss wasn't in the right spot, meaning it wasn't even close to being right above his head. And furthermore, his ritual motion, the one that is only his and could only be his, is the only habit that he knows. A hitch insofar as that goes, and what he's done so far shows. He's really not having any fun at all because he says, "This blows!" And since the beginning of our lesson, he's been deriding himself and everything he's ever done. No good, not good enough. "I just can't. I've never been any good at serving." And you've just about had enough. You, professional, must shake him of this stuff. His hand and arm true of faulty fulcrum, to the point where for a ball to be properly struck over the net to the other side it must be thrown, not hit, and sure, of course it must land inside the lines or it's missed. But now he's just pissed. And you notice his mouth open, his eyes unfixed upon the fuzz, his body flutters anticipation for his next try, his stubby extension of his arm, of face and throat, his stiffened rigor as he calls "out" on himself. "Second," he calls, and the ball falls dead in the bottom middle of the net. Then he goes and picks it up and sends it back over the fence alongside the first ball rolling near his father's feet. He stares at his attempts. Contempt. He shouts and calls to the power of why. "Why didn't they go over?" Then he gathers up another dead ball and returns to the line. Repeat. Today you are not the instructor, telling him 500 different things he won't remember. The father from behind the fence commands. Does he know he goes unheard? That's where the father says, he just can't help himself, he must describe. "The pro he takes lessons with every week told him to do it this way. He says Luca needs to scratch his back more and to pronate his wrist. Like this." You nod that you heard, but you hope Luca didn't. Then you say softly to Luca, confide. "Hey, today we're going to do something different, okay?" That's where you reach out. You hold his arm straight, tap lightly on his tendons and wrist. "Loose. Loosen this. Relax all your parts, Luca, all of them. Now close your eyes." "I can't see." "That's okay, Luca. Now visualize. Feel your arm is nothing but a spaghetti noodle." Then he opens his eyes. "Visualize." Luca looks at you, replies. "You mean picture it?" "Yeah, picture it, you yourself, some really overcooked noodle. What does it feel like, Luca, to be a spaghetti noodle?" "Feels disgusting." Haha, well, for a moment think about that noodle and how it behaves in water, and what would it feel like to be that? It isn't the same as when you first put it in the water, now is it? Because that was yesterday, and today it's changed. It's changed. Today it became pliable. "What's pliable?" In other words, it's more flexible? Yeah, that's it, flexible. And Luca, you can't serve a ball like Arnold Schwarzenegger and be like, "I hit the ball," because he's too muscle man to be loose and natural, and he can't possibly be a spaghetti noodle like you. "Who's Arnold Schwarzenegger?" Okay, well, you're too young for Arnold. But you hear Luca's father laugh while sitting on the bench outside the court. But then you go on to say, "Hey, Luca, you've probably been taught to toss like this. But I will tell you that today, we're not going to try to toss." "What are we going to do then?" "Well, what it will be, will be. It will be something like this, just a lift. And then we're going to let go." So you ask Luca to slow-mo and to wait. His impatience to perform instantaneous gratification, again, it's just to get it right. Oh, the pressure to be a young player under such critical eyes. But you, instructor-wise, have been taught such flaws and trusted concepts, only to learn later of all their inaccuracy and deceit. So you go on to say, "Luca, when you serve, you must try to feel like you're in a warm pool. And your body must move through this pool with ease. And you cannot make a quick start. There you must build like a trickle to that final light, to be a stream that flows into the rush of a river. And you just go. You just go through." "Where's the noodle?" "You're the noodle, Luca, and you're going through water. Be the noodle." At that moment, you watch him at rest. You watch his arm and hand as he practices his delayed feat. And the object in his fingers, the soon-to-be projectile, is weight, you remind him. And you tell him to feel it. Still, you gently remind. A noodle through water. And then you watch the chain begin, his new motion, his wide-eyed devotion as he throws his untensilled frame up into the sky, and the object compresses against its grid strings of trampoline reply, and it sings over the netted fray to the land on the other side. Hooray, you say, it's in the box today! Your protege walks to retrieve another ball, his Catholic smile to your basket full, and you repeat, a noodle through water. And then he goes like a student to the bus on the corner, like he's done it 100 times. He just goes back to his spot to serve from behind the line. His next service, everything you wanted him to believe. And proud today, so proud you are. He's now everything you want him to be.